You guys, I don't know what's happening, so we're gonna try to figure this out. I'm just gonna do a Facebook Live. Right now I've got the tripod just set up at my TV, so bear with me. This might get a little funky. I've got my computer set up through an awesome HDMI cord, which means that I'm gonna have to bend over and actually figure some of this stuff out. So that being said, let me make sure that this is actually working. And we will try to get everything under control. I apologize, you guys, for psyching you up for an awesome video and then having something really sucky happen. So I want to make sure that I'm actually staying in frame here because you all obviously want to look at my beautiful face. So let me jump on back to Canva. There, we've got some stuff here. There's got to be a better way for me to do this. All right, so I want to get an okay from somebody that there is audio and visual happening here. You're looking at my Facebook. Let's jump on back to Canva. All right. Scroll on Small Business Services is live. There's Hannah. Let's go ahead and keep that muted. All right. So last week when my dog stepped in paint and ran through the house, I thought that that would probably be the worst thing that happened to me for a while, but it turns out that it's this. So fun for everybody involved. Let's see, all right, we've got some people going here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this phone down. Just so everyone knows, I had like 6 missed calls and like 20 text messages. So good looking out, everybody. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, my 6 devices didn't help me get any of those messages. So super cool. Anyway, I'm going to start back over. You guys are going to get your full hour's worth. If you need to jump off at 1 o'clock, feel free. This video is not going anywhere. And like I mentioned, please reach out to us so you can jump on the mymcpl.org site. Reach out to any of the business specialists. We'd love to have a virtual meeting with you. Reach out to us on Facebook Messenger. We want to make sure that you guys get all the information that you're looking for. Of course, this video is going to be on Facebook for the rest of my life. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and jump back into what we're doing. I just told you how to add a bunch of cool stuff, but everything was frozen. So I do want to go through and teach you how to do that. So again, I'm going to click on this create a design. You can type in anything you want on here. I'm going to stick with a Facebook post for now. I'm going to keep my phone on me just in case something else wild happens. You've got your templates over here. Perfect. Everybody loves templates. You got your photos, elements, text, everything cool over there. Once we scroll down over here, we see this more. Super important. This is where all that awesome stuff lives. So again, Bitmoji. We love Bitmoji, right? So we've got all of our cool little Hannah faces on Bitmoji. If you have a Bitmoji account, it's gonna self-populate that way. If you don't have a Bitmoji, you're gonna need to create a Bitmoji account, download the app, dress yourself up real nice, make it look like you, and then you can stick your little cartoon on some of your posts that you put online. So you've got the option there. I did mention if we're looking at this Bitmoji, right, we've got no search bar at the top. That's an issue because if we're searching for birthday, there's no way to do that, right? So we're gonna have to scroll down. Of course, birthday stuff is what happens at the very top, so we'd be pretty lucky that way. That being said, hopefully Canva fixes that sooner than later because I would love to be able to search through all those images. So the back door, what I've been doing is using the Bitmoji app on my phone. So when I go through and I can search on the Bitmoji app, I can save it to my phone and then I can upload it from my phone to my computer. I know that seems like a lot of work, and what happens is we get that Bitmoji with the white background. So if we add that, again, let me change my background so you can see it. See that white box? Nobody likes the look of the white box. So like I said in my last class, if you click on that image, and you go into effects, we can remove the background on that. So if you're looking for something really specific in your Bitmoji, that is one way that you were able to do that. The easiest way, obviously, is through the Bitmoji edition onto Canva. You're just gonna have to scroll through until you find something that works for you. Another thing that I had mentioned was Giphy. Giphy's super cool. Let's move my Bitmoji over a little bit. You guys didn't even get to see my favorite GIF, so I'm going to show it to you. So one of my favorite GIFs is this guy who like blinks sarcastically. So again, you've got the search bar up at the top, super helpful. We can type in anything up here, but I like this guy who, you know, is super blinky and fun. Let me make sure that everything's cool. Everything's cool. Yeah, so we can add GIFs now to our images that we create. This is opening up a way for you guys to create your own memes, which if you have an awesome sense of humor, let's go. There's no time like the present to start making fun of those little tiny fun things that happen in your business. So I will jump more onto GIFs a little later because we're gonna create one together. All right, so let's see. I also mentioned Google Maps. So you got a search bar up here. This search bar works in different ways. So what I did in this last video, I just typed in Mid-Continent Public Library. That's not how you spell Mid-Continent. Whoops. And you see that it's going to self-populate. So defaulted to the Liberty branch. Of course, Mid-Continent has a lot of branches, but we can find the one on there. Or what we could do is type in the specific address and it'll pull it up that way. So something that's really neat about this is that when you're doing those print materials and you want to add that map function on there, you don't have to go take a screenshot of Google Earth or Google Maps. You're able to do it right from Canva, which I think is super cool. I've spent a lot of time trying to put maps on social media posts, and I did not know that this existed until like 2 days ago. So that's awesome for me. I don't know if that's awesome for you. So that is another option that you've got under that more icon. Another thing I wanted to show you was emojis. Of course, you can go through and look at some of the elements. They've got the little smiley faces, but if you're looking for a specific one, I was looking for the sick emoji, like the guy with the mask. So now we can throw emojis into our post that we're creating. So you've got that option. I could go through, honestly, all of these things over here. QR codes, that was another one that I talked about. So QR codes, if you want to link up to a URL and have that QR code, again, this is probably more useful in print materials. So if you're creating a flyer, brochure, you can do that. Sorry, my dog almost just knocked over the tripod. So if that happens, sorry. But yeah, so you've got that option. Obviously, you would just, whatever QR code you'd want to put in there, it creates that QR code right there. And so we can use that with our phones. Your customers can use that with their phones, and they'd be sent to your website, your Facebook page, wherever you wanted them to land. And there are there are obviously lots of things on here. We can connect our Facebook page. So if we're looking specifically, we want our Facebook images that we've already uploaded, we can do that. I've connected my account. There are my shoes, obviously, cool picture. Yeah, so these are all the images that I've uploaded to my Facebook page. We can upload our Instagram images, Dropbox stuff. You can embed videos and audio clips and really anything. Oh my gosh, Maya, cut it out. We got people watching. What are we doing? Another thing you can do, if you have a Spotify, you can upload Spotify music to this. Because of copyrights and trade rights and everything, you are only going to get a clip of that song. You're not going to get the full song. So nice try, not going to happen. So these are just a few more things that you can add to the stuff that you create in Canva. And I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that. I've been playing around with Canva like nonstop the last couple days. So I've discovered a lot of new things, and I wanted you guys to learn that too. So the first thing I wanted to do was create a Facebook post. So let's delete these things. We don't need those hanging around. But I wanted to talk about GIFs again. So when it comes to social media, we know that video does really well. So when we get on our Facebook page, you know, for the first time all day, and we watch a video, then we see another video, and we see another video. And video gets bumped up to the top of everyone's news feeds because it's really engaging content. So knowing that as a business owner or somebody who runs the social media accounts for an organization, you know that the more videos that you create, the more people see your content on social media. So sometimes creating videos is scary, especially live videos when you're dealing with new technology and you're not sure what's going to happen. But that's always a possibility, and it's always a scary thing. But Canva is now giving you a way to create videos that you don't necessarily have to put your face in. You can edit, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with, but it's going to get that same weight as a video, whether it's a GIF, an animation, whether it's 1 second long or whether it's 5 minutes long. You've got options on Canva to help you gain your audience on social media. So that is something that I wanted to mention right before we jumped into the GIFs. So let me go back and look at the Giphy. I do like that guy blinking, but we're all under quarantine right now. So the name of the game is keeping everything clean. Like that little fella. I thought it was toilet paper, but it looks like it's a coffee cup. But we can scroll down on here. I like this one. It's a guy who looks like he's, I don't know, like Lysoling someone, and that's fun to me. So all I did was I just clicked on the image that I liked, I pulled it over, and I made it a little bigger so people can actually see what I'm talking about. Now I've got this white down there at the bottom. If I want to stretch this the whole way, I absolutely can. I can just center that if I wanted. But I actually like keeping it a little smaller up at the top because I'm going to throw some text down here that's going to make this a funny meme that we'd be able to share on our social media pages. But every good meme has to have some text associated with it. So I'm going to go back up to my text. I did have a question last time on what are the difference between the headings and the subheadings and the little body of text. Nothing really, just the sizes. These are just the default sizes that they give you. So if I click on add a heading, it's gonna give me this Abril fat face text, that font. I can make that bigger, I can make it smaller, I can do anything with this. So I usually default to the heading because I want full control over how big my text is or what fonts I'm using. So there's not a huge difference here. The only thing that might make a difference is if you have a very specific brand that you're after and you want to edit those fonts. I know this is probably really hard to see, but you've got this option to edit, and you can edit those 3 that pop up. So if you know that you only use 3 different fonts and 3 different sizes because that's what your brand is, then this is going to make a huge difference for you. But if you like playing around with different fonts, if your personality doesn't have, like set rules, or you don't have that, typography for your brand, you can play around with all of this. So there's not a huge difference there. All right, let's jump back into this. So I've added some text. I can say, when someone sneezes on you at the grocery store. This is a dad joke, by the way, so if you don't think it's funny, sorry. So I, again, talked about the Canva look, right? And it's when we leave it to the default fonts. Maya, what are we doing? Cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and change this font to something different. Maybe something bold, kind of like this, works for me. And I can pull that text to make it all on one line. I can work with the spacing on that, so the spacing between those 2 lines, I can make that a little smaller. And all of a sudden now I've got text that fits right in that little white spot down there at the bottom. I've centered that. You see that purple line that's going up and down? I would point to it, but I have to use both my fingers to move this mouse. So there it is right there. We've centered it, and this is ready to download. So what you're going to do when you download this, you can name it. Make sure to name it, like business meme number 1. And you can go to download that. Now, file type is really important, especially when we're working with video on Canva. So if we download this as a PNG file, it will not move. That is just an image file. That's not a video file. So we're gonna have to go to this drop down. We've got JPEG, we can do PDF, PDF print. All 4 of these are just image files. So these are not gonna have that same movement that you want in that video that you wanna post on Facebook. So we're gonna go down here. We've got a video option, we've got a GIF option, and we've got an animation. So I just wanna show you what that looks like for the animation. Real quick, and we can choose the animation style. We can choose to pan it across there. I don't necessarily like the look of that. I would prefer my animations not have that movement right there. So I'm gonna come back up here and I wanna see this as a GIF. And we will download that. I promise you that this will take longer than you expect it should take, just because videos hold a lot more weight. They're a lot more dense and they have a big file size. So that usually takes a while. I'll give it a second just to see if we can see the final result there. Make some notes real quick. If you guys have any questions, feel free. I'm gonna try to pull up my other laptop so we can see those questions coming in. Fingers crossed. All right. Okay, Lizzie, thank you for feeling me with the dog and the tripod, because it's an actual problem. She hasn't done it yet, so fingers crossed that that's not gonna happen. All right, so our design has been published. Cool, let's check it out. Here we go. Perhaps we have an image on here. Well, the Wi-Fi is gonna cut out again, but we will be able to see that. Play around with what works best for your computer. I don't typically use this computer for my Canva stuff. Again, we can download that as a video, and it's going to be, again, a bigger file size, but an MP4 is universal across all social media. So whether you want to do that on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, Snapchat, wherever, you're going to be able to use that with an MP4. So play around with it. This wouldn't be a live video if something didn't, go wrong again. So that is what we can do with GIFs. Of course, you don't always have to be funny with GIFs. Of course, you kind of do, but there's other ways to play around with the GIFs on your site. If you guys, I challenge you in the next week, play around with Canva, use the GIF function, and then when you post them, tag Square One, because I want to see them, because this is kind of boring. I know that you guys have really funny stories that are happening not only in your businesses, but probably at home as well. I want to see the kind of stuff that you can come up with, because we all need a good laugh. And people are on Facebook all the time. I got a notification on my phone on Sunday that's like, hey, by the way, your screen time went up like 500% last week. And I'm like, iPhone, it's quarantine. Everybody's on their phone, so hush. So please play around with this. Send us what you've got. And I'm going to start talking about animations. So animations are another way that we can create videos for our social media pages. I'm going to create a design. Let's do another Facebook post. And what I want to do is I'm gonna work for my background first. And my recently used is this takeout box, so let's go ahead and work with that one. It's Tuesday, right? So it's Takeout Tuesday. If you're a small business that's supporting local restaurants, or maybe you are a local restaurant, this might be something that you actually want to promote. If you have the curbside or delivery options, let people know. You're already letting people know, but this is going to be a way for those text-based posts to get a leg up on everything else. Now you're creating an animation. Animations, still video. Video, higher up on the algorithm, people see it more often, it's more shareable content. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I've got my takeout box. Again, this is not filling the entire screen, so I wanna make sure that that gets really big on there. filling up the entire white space. I can move that up a little bit. If I go over here to elements, if I scroll down, maybe, here we go, we've got these stickers. Now, if I click see all, I've got a search function, love it, but we can go through and, these are arrow stickers. So if I wanted, if I had a picture and I just wanted to point to something in the image, I can use that arrow animation or that arrow sticker, and it's gonna give me the same weight for that algorithm on Facebook or for Instagram as a video, even though it's just a still image. So something that I was working with earlier was it's Takeout Tuesday. If I just type in Tuesday, I get all of these little animations that say Tuesday. Some of them move more than others. Some of them, are kind of cartoony. Some of them are maybe a little more professional. I don't know. The stickers aren't super professional, but they're fun. So we're going to play with them. Something that we can do is, I like maybe this one. Yeah, perfect. So you see the movement there. That's the animation part. That's the sticker part. Hi. Why don't you go find something to do? Okay, so of course we want to add more than just Tuesday to an image, or else people are going to be confused. So I can go back over here to text. A question that I'm probably going to answer before anybody even asked it is, you can make your own text animate, but you can't necessarily match it to the fonts and the colors of what's happening here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, I'm going to add a heading, but I'm just going to throw some text on there, and I can say it's takeout, learn to spell. See how tiny this is and see how dark it is? You can't see what's happening. So what I'm gonna do is this little circle in the corner is gonna allow me to make this bigger. Another option I have is to come up here to our text size, and I can do the drop down. I see that it's at 29.8 right now. Well, I need it to be like way bigger. So I'm gonna look at, okay, 72 works for me. And again, I don't super love that font, so I'm gonna go through and find something better. I can type in bold up here, and that will show me all the bolded fonts. I really like this one. I use this one a lot, probably too often, but whatever. We're all just learning along the way. So again, I can make that a little bigger if I want. I can center it. There's my purple line. Everybody see the purple line? Right up and down right there. All right. And I can play around with the color of this text too. So I can look at a new color, maybe something in that orange field a little bit, something bright right there. And I know that you guys can probably see that shadow behind the animation. Well, like last week, we learned how to duplicate our text. We can change the color of that text. I can make it a little darker, and I can position that to go behind my original orange text. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to make sure that when I select that, I can move it up using my arrow keys, and now you can see it a little better. It pops out from the background a little more. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to click the top. So I've selected both of those text boxes, and I'm going to group those. So that way when I move one, I don't have to move the other. They're going to move together. So it's Takeout Tuesday, and I want to throw another heading down here that says, what are you eating tonight? And again, I'm going to make that my same font. I'm going to make it quite a bit larger. And I'm going to make it 2 lines by creating that text box a little shorter. And I'm going to work on the spacing because I feel like the spacing is a little off. And there we go. So we can throw that right on there. We can duplicate that, and we can give it an orange background. play around with some stuff a little bit. See what looks good. I spend a lot of time on Canva because usually whatever I create first, I hate. So I have to play around with it, see what I like, send it to people, download it and send it to your colleagues or your friends or your family and ask people what they think about it, because they're probably going to have input that your customers might have as well. So be open to change. That is what we're all here to do, is to learn about what can be better and how we can improve our social media. Again, I can select both of those using the shift key. I'm going to group those. And I can, make this a little bigger so it takes up more of that post. I can scoot that up a little bit. So, it's Takeout Tuesday. What are you eating tonight? So this is an option. Now we've used this animation. When we go and we download it, we can download it as a video, we can download it as an animation, and it's going to give you a preview. So if I come down here and I click pan, the background pans a little bit, and we've got that animation in the text that we added, but we keep the fun animation that we added from the stickers section. So we can figure out what we like here. There's lots of different types of animation there. They're nothing too crazy. I do like the fade though. I don't know. It's personal preference for everyone. So we'd be able to download that, upload it to our social media sites as an MP4 or GIF, and we'd be able to push it out, get it boosted to the very top. Another thing, just social media wise, when we ask people questions, what do? They respond, right? In comments. The more comments you get on a post, the more people see that post. So ask people questions, and don't ask them questions that you don't care about the answers. Ask them real questions. Use it as customer research. So don't just use it as a tool to get more likes and comments on your stuff, but use it to your advantage. So ask people questions that really matter to you. All right. So that is talking about animations. Got my list I'm going through over here. So that is another form of video that we can use on Canva. Of course, there are actual videos that we can work on in Canva as well. So I'm back on my home screen. I'm going to create another design. This time I want to, let's do an event cover for Facebook. So if I were to create an event months from now when we're all able to go out and do things again, you see that it's a different size, right, than the Facebook post. Different dimensions, different pixel sizes. This is going to fit perfectly into a Facebook event cover image. So it's really important. If you don't know the difference between different size dimensions and pixels, please shoot us an email, shoot us a message on Facebook. We want to talk to you about that and why it's so important when it comes to social media. Again, we've got our templates over here. We can totally do that if we're creating a still image, but I want to talk about the video tab over here. So I'm going to click on that. It's got our awesome little search box at the top. We always love that because we can search for something specific. Let's see what happens when I type in paint. Some of these are paint. That seems like a mountainscape, but what do I know? We can scroll down here until we find, I like this. This is nice and colorful. So this is a video, right? These are free stock videos that Canva lets you use. It's a full video, right? We can see the movement in there. Again, we can see that it's not the full size of that, so I'm going to move this over to the corner, and I'm going to scoot this down to make it larger so it fits perfectly on there. Now, something that we can do when we're talking about event images, we want to use some text maybe to let them know what it is, or maybe you want to throw your logo on it. So something that a lot of people do but don't do well necessarily, or they do it because they know they have to, but they don't like the look of it, is they upload their logo and they stick it right there in the middle. And this is some random paint and create logo that I got off Google. I don't know if this is a real company or not. If it is, thanks for letting me use your logo. But you see how dark it is? We can't see what it is. We can't see what it says. And if we're going to upload something like that, we know that the point of putting the logo on there is so that people can have that brand recognition. They're not going to have that if they can't see it. So an option on Canva is for us to go back over to elements, and we can, do a square. I actually like the look of a circle on this maybe, and we can see the shapes. I'm gonna click on that circle and it's gonna center it automatically. It's gonna default to this like gray color. I'm gonna change that to white and maybe make it just a little bigger. I'm gonna center it again because I messed with the size. There's my purple lines. Oh, there it is. And the position I'm gonna put backwards. Now we can see the logo, right? And maybe, you know, I've talked so much about having that white background and how bad it looks. It doesn't look bad all the time. I think this looks pretty good actually. And if we click on our circle, we can change the color of it. Obviously, we can go through here and make it gray. We can make it, you know, any color we want. We can try to match it to something in the background. When we use it as white or any other color, we've got this transparency function over here. I know I talked about that too. If I click on the transparency and I drag that, you see how this circle, you can all of a sudden see what's behind it. I've made it more transparent, not transparent, completely transparent. So find something maybe that you like there in the middle. And when I play this video, the video moves behind the logo. So that might be something that you're interested in with all these stock videos. So that's another cool option. I would be really interested to see what kind of stuff you guys do with the videos on there. Because they're stock videos, of course. You're gonna run out of stuff. People might use them. You might see them on other social media sites, and nothing's like super unique anymore because, you know, if everybody uses this same paint video, it gets really old. So we want to make sure that we're able to use our own videos as well, which is why we've got this upload tab over at the bottom here. Real quick though, before we upload our own video, I want to go back to stickers because I want to throw an animation on this. And I want to show you just some of the stuff they have on here. Now we can search for any type of sticker. There's a lot of weird stuff on here. But if I typed in like paint or circle or anything really basic, I mean, all of a sudden they've given me a bunch of animations that are like almost a paint stroke or a paintbrush having that little movement. So let's see, kind of like, no, you can't see this very well, but if I make this a little larger and I move this so it's maybe doing that circle around my logo, hopefully you guys can see that movement there. I've added another element to it. So there is a fine line, just graphic design wise. You don't want things to be too busy, and maybe this borders on too busy for some of your taste. But if I were to have this video, have this animation, have this logo, and then I were to stick, you know, a bunch of other stickers on there and a GIF in the corner, and then I uploaded some audio to it, all of a sudden it's just like, it's so much. It's a hodgepodge of visual cues for me to look at, and it might be too much for your customer to look at. So we do want to keep it nice and simple, make sure it sticks to your brand. That's the most important thing. So that is a way that we can add an animation to a video. Again, we're going to download this. We'd see that it's a 15-second long video. So 15 seconds is how long it takes for this background image to get through its entirety. So we can go through and we can download that as a video. It's going to default to what they think is the best. You'll see that it says it's a beta version. Be aware that this is something that could potentially go away, but it's probably going to be something that gets significantly better over time. We're really lucky to be able to beta test for Canva, and so we're in a really great area to be able to play around with all the new features. So play around with it. Let me know what you think about it. Let Canva know what you think about it. And we're able to download that and upload an awesome Facebook event image. So I'm going to click out of that real quick. I want to make sure that I am keeping up with everybody. Canva designs can be added to LinkedIn, absolutely. Whenever you're uploading a picture or an image, all you're going to do is once you've downloaded it off Canva, it lives on your computer and your files, and you just upload it like you would any other image. The stickers, Lizzie. Let me go back to create a design. real quick and show you where those stickers are. So it's going to be in this, on this left-hand corner, under Elements. Elements is kind of the catch-all for everything. So if you're looking for shapes or lines or different, cartoons or whatever, it's all going to be under here. So if we go under Elements and we scroll down a little bit, there are stickers right there. Another option is if we are under Elements, we can search for stickers, food, or food stickers. Either works. And it's going to give us all of the stickers or the animations that have to do with food, and we can use this little sandwich guy. Very cute sandwich. Anyway, so yeah, that is where the stickers are. Alright. Where did I find the animation that went around my logo? So on stickers, I got lucky. That's probably the real answer, but I just typed in paint because I wanted to see if there was something that had to do with that background that I was working with. And it just gave me a bunch of like brush strokes, and I scrolled down until I found one that I thought might look kind of good on my image, and that happened to be, I know that this is not easy for you to see because it's movement, but there's one right here that looked like it did that circle. So that's just where I found it. It's going to be a lot of hit and miss. It's going to be a lot of clicking on things and seeing if it works for you, not liking it, so deleting it, and then going through and finding something else. So it's the guess and check method, which is my favorite math method. All right. Yes, I am going to get to the music right now, actually. So let me exit out of this Facebook post. I'm going to create a design in a presentation dimension. So presentation, I want you guys to see it real quick. You see this shape and the size of my blank canvas here is the same shape as my TV screen. It's probably the same shape as your laptop. So this is the format that you're going to do a lot of your videos in. So if you watched the class that I did a couple weeks ago on social video, I told you, Mike, stop holding your phones like this when you're taking video. Make sure to turn it this way. This is super important. I have like 17 text messages from my wife telling me that the audio or the video was off in the last video, so she's probably thinking that I am talking to myself for an hour. Hopefully we've got that alleviated. So we've got our video started here by just the blank canvas. Now we can come over here like we did last time and we can search through those videos. But I mentioned that when we search through those videos, those are stock videos, sometimes it's better to use our own stuff because we know that we've got creative license over it. We know that it's going to be relevant to what we do. So I will show you this upload tab again. We can upload our own images. I've uploaded a bunch of stuff on here, as you can tell, but there's another tab up at the top that says videos. When we click on that, we're able to upload our own videos. So whether you're taking those videos on your phone, whether you're taking them directly from your laptop, it's going to open your files up and it's going to say, okay, all right, what video do you want to upload? And I've got a lot of crazy stuff on here. I can go through pictures or videos, whatever folder you're keeping those videos under. I usually look under whatever I've recently downloaded. But for this case, we can use the videos that are already in there. This is a video from our food truck face-off that we had last year. Again, I can pull that over to the corner, stretch it out to make sure it covers up all that white space. Another thing that you can do with your videos, there's a lot of color happening here. There's a lot of people happening here. We can throw some text on top of it, of course. Something I like to play around with, again, is that transparency. If I click on that, I can make that a little lighter. So whatever I put on top of it will really pop instead of getting lost in all of that color. So I'm going to put the transparency down to, I don't know, 64. Sounds good. Looks good. So this is an option for us. Again, we can go through with our text and say something really cool. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but you've got these options. I usually just go with the add a heading, like you've seen. But you've got a lot of combinations that, again, are kind of like text templates. And so this one says cold, smooth, and tasty, Angelo Brewing. Well, I'm not Angelo Brewing, but I can change that when I go to edit it. So find something that looks good for you if you like looking through some of these templates. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. If you don't have a great eye for fonts that work together, let Canva do the hard work for you. So that's something that you can do. I kind of like the look of this one, the Sans font, and I can say, you know, food truck workshop. See what happened there? I didn't put a space, I didn't put enter, but this box cut off my word. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that little arrow right on that white spot right here on the edge of that text box. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna move it over. I like it like that. So you can play around with it to make sure that you're getting it the way that you want it. Again, I'm not Angelo Brewing. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what's happening. I don't know how to code. Get away from here. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to square one small business. Why not? So this is an option for us. I don't necessarily like that text down there because I can't see it, right? Because of the background. So I can either select that and change the font. If I have, so some fonts let you bold it, some fonts don't. So this is one that I can't bold. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose a new font for that one down there. Maybe this one looks weird and good. Very weird for sure. And we can also play around with the size of that font as well. So I can make that quite a bit larger. So this is an option for us. When we play that, we've got that text that doesn't move, and we've got the video behind it. So something real quick, I want to see, let me turn my audio on real quick and see if you guys can hear that. You hear that behind it? I don't know if you can or not, but they're food truck noises from the video itself. So that's something that you can absolutely leave on there because we know that 85% of social videos watch with the sound off, so it doesn't always matter. But I don't like the sound of like that just weird white noise in the background from the food truck generator. So I've got an option over here that looks like your little audio button. Click on that, like actually click on it instead of right clicking on it, and we can turn that all the way down. So what happens when I play that video? Complete silence. So I've got the option now to add music to that post. So I can come back over here, right under videos, or excuse me, above videos is our music tab. We can click on music. Again, love the search box because instead of looking for something really specific, we can just type in a general feeling like food trucks make me happy. And it gives me a bunch of happy, bright, joyful, euphoric music. So you've got an option when you look on each individual song, you can play it. So you can kind of preview it a little bit. Interesting for sure. But yeah, so you can go through and you can listen to those. When you find one that you like, we can just drag it. And I know you guys probably can't see this too well, but it says drop to add your music. You can use one track per design. So that's really important. You can't add like 6 different songs to the same design. It just doesn't work like that. So you're going to add that one song. I'm going to drop it right in there. And if I click, here's my song that I've added. There's a lot of silence before that music starts. So what I can do is this color part up here, I can grab and I can drag along that song. So it can start in an area that there's actually something happening. So if I drag it, that's a lot better. So I can just click off of that. I can watch my video. When you download it, it's going to download that audio underneath that video. So when you download it, you're gonna go through here. This is really important. You're always gonna wanna click video when you're creating an actual video with that audio behind it. You'd create that video. It will take my computer forever to do that, but what happens is you will be able to upload it in your QuickTime player. It's gonna be in those files again. When you play it, it's gonna play that. This is like an 8-second video. Let me see. Yeah, it's a 7-second video. So what happens with the music that I've added, it might be like a 3-minute song. It's only gonna play 7 seconds of that song, which is why we can drag that part of the song that it's gonna play. Because we wanna make sure that, you know, it's not maybe the end of the song where it's complete silence or the beginning of the song where they're just getting started. We've got full control over what part of the song is played. There's probably gonna be some questions on, can I upload my own audio? I haven't found a way to do that yet. I do know that there's probably a few backdoors. When we come down here to more, like I went over in the beginning, we can embed. So if I click on embedding something, if I have a YouTube video that I want to embed in here, or the Spotify, iTunes, whatever, if you've got audio that exists somewhere else on one of these platforms, you can paste the link to it, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So this would be an example of something that came from Spotify. You have that album art on there, and you'd be able to play that. Maybe if I can click on it. Maybe not. Anyway, this is a way for you to embed things in that video. So if you went through like 6 backdoors, you would be able to upload your own audio into that. I would imagine that in the next couple months, when Canva keeps, continuing to make their website better and their platform even more user-friendly, they're gonna add a way to not only upload your photos and videos, but your audio files too. So stick around for that, or if you found a way to upload your own audio in Canva, please let us know in the comments. I would love to know about that. But again, with the music on here, with the music, the videos, the images, anything on Canva, remember that it's free domain, right? So you are not gonna get in trouble for using the videos in here, the music in here. You don't have to, put a copyright thing at the very end. This is all free, it's all stock, it's a public use. So go for it. Don't be afraid that somebody's gonna come sue you because Canva is paying that creative license. Maybe you're paying Canva to use it. So that being said, that's how we can create some videos. I don't know if you guys can hear that alarm going off. There is a stopwatch somewhere in this basement. Don't know where, but every day at 1:04, 1:03 apparently, it goes off for 1 minute. So that just happens to be right in the middle of my live video. So awesome. Anyway, so I want to show you guys just one more thing that we can do. Let's go through and do another video. That way everybody's getting like full Canva tutorial. I want to make sure that I'm answering some questions. If I've missed your question along the way, worry not. I will be frantically going through all of the questions at the end of the class. But again, so we can go over here to uploads. Let's look at the videos again. This is probably really hard to tell. This is a sorting hat cookie from Harry Potter. And it's also a gender reveal. So we can see that there's pink icing there in the middle. You guys probably can't see it, but I can. So this would be, we can upload a video, a gender reveal video, whatever, if you're doing like a balloon pop or whatever, any kind of video you want to upload. There's plenty of room for me to put some text down here. And something that I thought was super cool, I've been playing around with Canva a lot, like I mentioned, is that when you have your brand kit, you're able to upload fonts. So Canva has a bunch of fonts that are readily available for you to use, and they're all amazing. But if you're looking for one specific font that you found the file for online that you're able to download, you can upload that downloaded text file into Canva. And let me just real quick show you where that is for people that did not get to watch it last time. So under brand kit on our home page, we can upload our brand colors, our logo, our fonts. This is where we can edit our brand fonts. And here are uploaded fonts. I want to show you what I did because this is a Harry Potter cookie. We know that Harry Potter has a very specific font associated with it. Well, I went and I found a free one online. And what I can do is go and add that heading. I want to throw some text on there. Move it. I want to make it white so we can see it. And I can say, it's a girl, or better yet, it's a witch, right? Make that quite a bit bigger. I can move that over, center it. There's my purple line. Now I'm going to change the text. And right here it says uploaded fonts. So if you have uploaded fonts, they're going to appear right away. And this one's called Harry P. Regular. And now I've got that Harry Potter magical looking font. And so this is a fun way for you to play around with some of the content that you're putting out, is to have those fonts match. So we know that we just watched a bunch of Jurassic Park movies, right? There's a very specific font that's associated with Jurassic Park. There's a lot of really specific fonts associated with lots of things in pop culture. So go look for those out on Google. They're really super easy. They download just like an image. They are a nice little file that you can upload right into Canva, and then you can play around with some of that stuff there. So that would be another cool thing that you can kind of do on Canva. Play around with it. You know, we can add stickers, we can do animations, we can do a lot of stuff with video on Canva. As of right now, you know, there's a few things that Canva doesn't do when it comes to video. If you're trying to edit your video, if you're trying to make it, you know, throw some subtitles on there, you're unable to do that. Canva is not a video editing software. It's a, you know, graphic design software. So those two things are completely separate. But if you have a video that you want to throw some stuff on top of, if you want to jazz it up a little bit, this is a great option for you. If you're trying to edit some 3-minute long video that you're going to put out there to promote a product or a service, might not be the best option for you. If you need help with that, I do a lot of video editing for the library. So shoot me a message, send Square One a Facebook message, email me. Let me show you real quick. For those who don't know, our website is mymcpl.org. That's going to take you to the Mid-Continent site. And we've got a tab up at the top called Square One Small Business. And if we go over here to Specialist, you've got our awesome headshots. This one makes me look like a vampire. So a way that you'd be able to reach out to us is clicking on this, you want a meeting? Cool. Learn a little bit more about it. And here's our email right here. That's square1@mymcpl.org. Shoot us an email. Let us know your questions. I really hope somewhere that there is a link to a survey that I would really appreciate you guys filling out. Let me know if Canva is working for you. Let me know if you want more education on this platform or another platform. If you need help with any other kind of social media, let me know, because we don't know how long we're going to be working from home, but we do know that we want to make sure that you guys have every educational opportunity that you can possibly ask for. So if I'm not an expert in it, we'll find an expert to teach a class for you guys. And, you know, fingers crossed that technology is always going to be on our side. We know that that's not always the case. But please let us know. There has to be a link to a survey at some point. Oh, yes, Erica added it in the description. Thanks, Erica. Much appreciated. This is why it's really important to have a huge team, because when one person is frantically rambling in her basement, there are other people taking care of the important things. So thanks, Erica, for adding that to the description. For the people that are watching, please fill that survey out for me. It's really important, not only for me, of course I like to look at it, but We are funded by a grant from the Kauffman Foundation. Those surveys are really, really important for us, not only to keep that grant, but to really make sure that we're hitting the educational needs of our community. So please fill that out for me. Let me know what other questions you guys have. And I am set up to have one-on-one virtual meetings with anybody who wants any more information about Canva, about Facebook, about any kind of social media, about your business. If you've never started a business before and you're thinking about writing a business plan, reach out to us. That is why Square One exists, is to help you get your business off the ground. If you've been in business for 30 years, but you're looking for that next step, you're looking to grow and develop, reach out to us too. We are here to help you. That being said, I'm just gonna run over to my tripod and shut this off, and you guys can watch me go. I'm gonna try not to trip over the tripod or any of these cords that are currently wrapped around my body. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in with me for those first 15 minutes. It can only go up from here, you guys. I'll see you next week.